At Washington, D.C.'s Navy Yard left 12 people dead and a lot of unanswered questions about security on American military bases. The Pentagon has said that it wants to review its security, but how much can really be done? When is there too much security, and does that even exist? Our Washington correspondents Philip Crowther and Stanislas de Saint-Hippolyte have sent us this report.
Washington's Navy Yard has understandably seen increased security measures since the shooting here on the 16th of September. These are jittery times in the U.S. Capitol.
Back to the street. You don't have to be over there. Go back on the street like everybody else is. Have a good day, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Despite strict controls at the gates and inside this military facility, Aaron Alexis, the man who the FBI has identified as the killer, was able to enter easily with a shotgun. As investigators pored over the evidence at the Navy Yard, questions were being asked. How was a deranged killer allowed inside? The answer is with a military access card, like the one used by this contractor.
I show this to a guard. He takes it from my hand, he examines it, and flags me in. We go through a turnstile, which has a magnetic turnstile. I can't get in, okay? A guard, armed guard, is sitting there 24/7. He says, "Good morning," at the second floor. I have to use my card again to access the office space. Nobody gets this card that hasn't been cleared.
But that day, one former Navy reservist got in just as easily and wreaked havoc. Aaron Alexis was working for a subcontractor with a security clearance. No red flags were raised. They are now, but one former Navy vice admiral tells us there's only so much you can do.
The fact is that once you have a gunman who's an active shooter, who will not regard for his own life, then that person is a very difficult target to stop before he does some damage.
The debate isn't a new one in the United States. How much freedom do you give up for a better sense of security?
If you increase the level of security, which you always can, there is a point where you cannot live the life you want to live, have the economy that you want to have, the economic freedom, and the range of action for the military that you want to have.
On the day of the shooting, parts of the U.S. Congress and even the White House were locked down out of precaution. Since 9/11 and since a recent spate of deadly shootings, increased security measures are considered almost normal everywhere. This is the case in government buildings, in public transport, in public spaces, but also in schools and offices. Companies specialized in providing security are doing well financially. Their profits are up by 5 to 10%, according to some studies. The fear of a crazed killer has made for new behavioral patterns. This program is called ALICE. Its creators call it incident response training. It teaches companies and schools how to deal with a violent intruder, as seen in this video they provided us with.
Remember, time is always an issue for you and the aggressor. If you are able to stack chairs, desks, tables, or other things against the door or entryway, the threatening person may likely move to another area instead of wasting time.
These types of tactics are nowadays known by many. During the Navy Yard shooting in Washington, a dozen schools like this one went into lockdown, meaning there was no more coming or going, and the children were locked indoors.
And that was this morning's Focus on Live from Paris. Time now for us to check out the latest sports news. We're going to be hearing from the French national basketball team about how they hope to build on their European Championship success.